Okay, it's showtime. Hi, everyone. I am Lamecca Holmes, Director of the East Flatbush Community Partnership. And thank you for joining us today for our monthly meeting for the month of May. We are grateful that you all took the time out of your schedule to be with us today. I am going to review our agenda. We do have a packed agenda. We're going to begin with our welcome. Welcome, everyone. We have our East Flatbush Community Partnership updates. We have our What's Happening segment. We have three presenters. We have Michelle, Charlene, and another Charlene as well. And then we also have an author that's going to be sharing about the book that they wrote. And then we have our program updates and next steps. So with that said, we're going to pass things over to Edeline for our East Flatbush Community Partnership updates.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Edeline, and I will be sharing with you all our partnerships past events.
Okay, Edeline, you can go over this slide first.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I'm so sorry. It's Kaya. I apologize. Kaya, you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, Kaya, I'm so sorry about that. All right, Kaya.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kai Pereira, and I'm from the East Flatbush Community Partnership. Sign up for our weekly newsletter. For any events and flyers, please send it to Miss Reed, Cindy. Email is right there, and I will also put links in the chat for our monthly meeting presenter form. Apply today to become our community resident liaison. One resident from one of our East Flatbush zip codes, 11203, 11210, 11212, or 11226. There is no education requirements, just a knowledge of your neighborhood and a willingness to make a difference. Our benefits offered is a $250 stipend every 3 months. Metro cards will be provided, opportunities to develop your leadership skills and gain experience with community coalition strengthening activities, strengthen social capital connections within our larger network of service providers, elected officials, schools, and faith leaders. Every second Thursday of each month, we will have a virtual open door. We have raffle prizes, which are gift cards. It's a monthly virtual resource fair for East Flatbush residents to share information and access resources for families and communities to thrive. Here we are, and this is our general monthly meeting, which is where you guys are. It is every fourth Thursday of each month from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Here's our website. You can always check it out. There's many things there, and it's new, so thank you. I will also be presenting to you guys our What's Happening. The MTA on Monday proposed raising subway, bus, and paratransit fares to $2.90 by Labor Day. The base fare would increase its first time since it went up to $2.75 in 2015. The 15-cent fare hike, which is not finalized yet, will be subject to public hearing in June. Following that, the MTA board is expected to take a vote on a final set of increases in July with the hope to implement them by the beginning of September. The People's Money gives all New Yorkers aged 11 and up, regardless of immigration status, the opportunity to decide how to spend $5 million of mayoral expense funding on projects in their community. This is a participatory budgeting process run by the NYC Civic Engagement Commission. Voting has started and will go on till June 25th. I will place a link in the chat on how to vote online. Next slide. NYC is home to the largest population of Haitians outside of Haiti. Originally started in 2004, Immigrant Heritage Week is a week-long celebration during which we celebrate the 115th anniversary of April 17th, 1907, The day in New York City history on which the largest number of immigrants, which is 11,000, entered the US through Ellis Island. June marks National Immigrant Heritage Month. The Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs will release a series of 25 illustrations every week until June 30th that highlight the ethnic enclaves and immigrant communities across New York City. I will place a link in the chat for anyone who would like to see it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kai. Adeline, your turn now for real this time.
Hi, everyone. My name is Adeline, and I am from the East Flatbush Community Partnership, and I will now be sharing our past events. Yes, so for the first past event that we had the voting kickoff information session. So with this session, we were discussing the people's budget voting period and discussed pretty much our community issues and learning how to engage with the community groups and elected officials. For our next past event, we've had the Maternal Health Learning Initiative. So that event, pretty much everyone, the community was learning about the birthing choices. We provided baby kits for families and babies for that particular event. And also, you know, it was at the NYPD community. It was an NYPD community baby shower. For the next event that we've had was the Haitian Culture Day Parade event. So with this event, it was pretty much a day-long activity which showcased the Haitian culture and many ethnic groups that makes up the community. We've had different providers that were there to able to provide resources for our East Flatbush community residents. And it took place around the neighborhood of Little Haiti. Next event, we've had the Community Wellness Fair, which was at the Winthrop Beacon Schoolyard. For our next event, we also had the NYPD Community Baby Shower. We were able to provide baby kits as well, and we distributed that at the baby shower. Last but not least, we've had our Women's Summit, Brooklyn Women's Summit, What's Next for Her. With this event, we've had pretty much, it was a celebration for all women, whereas we promoted positive change in women's mental, social, spiritual development. We've had panelists that was there to provide information. We pretty much had workshop and multiple organizations that were there to join us to provide resources as well for the community residents.
Thank you, Adeline.
Thank you, Lamarca.
Okay.
We have our upcoming event, which is the second annual Brooklyn Men's Appreciation. This will take place on June 3rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. They will be connected anything as far as housing, employment, and health insurance, mental health, and social services. So we welcome all men to join us for this great event for the community. We will be having giveaways and stuff like that. So I hope you guys join. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And this is just a reminder for everyone to please introduce yourself in the chat if you have not already. Let us know if you are a service provider, which organization you're representing. Feel free to put your contact information in the chat so that others can connect with you if they'd like to. And let us know if you are a resident of East Flatbush. Our first presenter is Michelle Matheson, Director of Development of Sesame Flyers International. Michelle, are you ready?
Yes. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. How are you? I would like to share my screen, but I believe it's disabled.
I will let you give me one moment. I'll make you a co-host, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, you're able to share now.
All right, I was having some sharing issues earlier. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right. All right, so again, my name is Michelle Matheson. I am the development director. There's someone in the waiting room. I'm not the only host, right? Like if someone's in the waiting room, you can let them in yourself, right?
Oh, yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. So I'm the development director of Sesame Flyers. And today in particular, I am supporting our community outreach coordinator, who some of you may know is Keisha Sidney. She's on vacation, so I am presenting for her. So thank you for having me. And in true fashion, being the development director, the presentation that I am sharing is our deck that we use for fundraising, because it kind of just will share everything. So Sesame Flyers International supports families and celebrates culture. And a lot of people may know us from the Winthrop Beacon, where we have, health fairs and stuff, and we have after school programs. And a lot of people know us from our participation in the Labor Day Parade, which we have been a part of for over 20 years. Ultimately, our goal is to love a kid today and every day, and we are now in our 40th year of service. So today I'm just going over basically a little bit about us, our accomplishments, our services, just so you have a sense of who we are. So basically, we are a nonprofit organization. We were founded in 1983, and we just are out here to serve the Brooklyn community, right? So if you don't know who we are, we do provide a wide range of programs focusing on young people, but also cultural experiences. And really a big piece is the economic vitality. And a big part of that is our participation in the Summer Youth Employment Program, of which we have about 600 to 700 slots every year that we support kids with, employment. So myself included, right? 25 years ago, I got connected to Sesame through SYEP, and I worked here for a really long time. I was gone for about 5 years, came back, and very happy to be a part of the economic vitality of Sesame Flyers, specifically through development, which, as we know, is the fundraising piece of the organization. So this is a short video from our executive director that I'm not going to play, but I just want to get you a sense of who our ED is. I can send this to you guys after, but I did want to give you a sense of where we are, where we're located, to have a sense of who we are. But this is our ED. And our team is comprised of a deputy executive director. We have 7 full-time program directors, 25 staff, and the 700 part-time seasonal staff is the kids that we hire or the young adults, you could say, and some of the SYP staff that come on for the summer. Our chairman is live and vibrant. He's been a part of the organization for a super long time. When you see him, you'll see him dancing, you'll see him smiling. There's not a picture that could capture him better than this one. And Curtis Nelson, who has been successfully leading the organization for 30 plus years. So some of the major accomplishments from Sesame. We are the most successful carnival band with 13 first place and 13 second place titles in the parade. We've been awarded tons of great acknowledgement, but our greatest joy is in our youth development. And we have placed, in the last 3 years alone, over 1,800 young people in SYEP, and provide a lot of scholarship money to over 40 college-bound students, which we'll look at it a little bit. So this basically just is a one page of everything that we do. We have the 3 after-school programs, of which I know you guys are aware of one. We do foster care prevention, which a lot of people don't know, but we do have a Center for Family Support. And basically this is to ensure that families stay together. So a big part of that work was seen during the pandemic. We did a lot of work. So when everyone, was at home, we were still going to people's homes and making sure that the family stayed together. And I was really proud to do that. Cultural programming, we have dance, we have steel pan, we have carnival, and of course we have the SYEP program. So these 4 components are the main aspects of what we do. And we have an amazing event coming up June 25th. It is our Caribbean Essence Awards and Showcase. This is where we honor really amazing individuals in the community. Young people get scholarships. There's dancing, there's costumes, there's steel pan, there's great food, there's dinner, there's dancing. It's a really amazing night. And we have our elected officials that come. You see Kevin Parker, Yvette Clark. It really is a star-studded, amazing opportunity to experience a Caribbean gala, which you don't often see. A lot of galas, honestly, a little boring. You come, it's really dressy and nice, but it's like a lot of boring speeches, and you're just kind of like, I'm happy to be here, but I'm kind of ready to go home too. This is not that gala. This is actually a gala that you want to stay at, you want to come next year, you want to be in the pictures, you want to be a part of, and it's really amazing. These are some of the highlights from years past with some of the kids that get the scholarships. These are college-bound seniors or some kids that are already in college, and we do limbo, all kind of amazing fun stuff. It's really an amazing night. And we're not going to do this whole video, but in this package, we talk about a young person that has gone through the entire the whole organization, from being a baby, from doing SYUP, getting a scholarship, going on to school. She is a perfect example of someone that has literally been a part of the organization. Her mother was a part of the organization. We have named award in her mother's name. So she's just been a baby and grown up. So if you were to see the video, you will see more about her in the video. So the one to show you guys that.
And honestly, since she's been working here, I've been Sesame's baby. I call myself a Sesame baby because since I was able to walk,
I just wanted to show you her playing kitty smiles. So she has been a part of it for so long. So typically, this is where I go over different opportunities for different organizations to be a sponsor for the event. And it could be anyone on any organization that's on this event as well. So I figured it's still useful. But we are fortunate this year that we have been able to put a lot more focus on sponsorship this year for our gala. And just as a resource, you know, a lot of nonprofits have not been able to place enough money to support a development director so that they can get more money. And we know sometimes when you are getting funds, you don't get the funds right away. So you do have the fundraise to handle that gap. So this is definitely something that Sesame Flyers is a resource for. We've gotten a lot more proficient in our capacity to raise corporate dollars, which really does take something. It's a very different arm. It's kind of like when your nonprofit turns almost more into a business, and being able to market it effectively, speak a business language, speak a corporate language, so that checks can be cut and you can do more of the work that you're really designed to do and get more funding, so that when there is that gap between when you're awarded to when it hits the account, you're able to weather those storms. So just wanted to share that. And year round, we do tons of amazing things. One thing I do want to mention, even though this is a fourth, it was for last year, June 3rd is our sports day. I know you guys have an event, so I'm not going to push that, but we do have a sports day. We have Pan Jazz, we have a toy drive, we have Clips on the Avenue, we have Carnival, we have Family Day, the awards I mentioned, we do poetry events. So there's a lot of different events that we do all year, and you guys are all welcome to come. Keisha will be the main point of contact, but I did want to share that as well. For anyone that wants to be a part of a business, that wants to be a part of Carnival, where there's, you know, you had the opportunity to be seen by hundreds of thousands of people, we do that as well. And if you need to get in contact with anyone, contact me. That's my email. That's my number, my actual cell phone number that I pick up, and do not just put to voicemail. I literally answer the calls. And even if I don't know you, if it's a spam, I hang up, but I definitely answer all the calls. And in this is a link. If someone wants to donate, you can tap on these beautiful kids and they will take you to the page where you can donate funds if you so choose. And that's really it. This is a last closing picture of some of the members of our board and our membership at one of our previous galas. And, you know, I'm just happy that you guys had me here, and I look forward to the continued partnership. I will say, like I told you on the email, I cannot stay long because I'm literally sending out emails and so many things for our gala. It is so much, but I did not want to be here. I know we're supposed to use the space today. Someone did come, they didn't realize, but I said they could hang out, they can stay as long as they want, but I really do have to make sure that we fill these tables and these seats and all this stuff that is involved. But thank you for having me, and I put it back to you. Thank you.
Michelle, thank you so much. I was hoping that someone did not come and that, you know, everyone got the message. So thank you for taking care of them.
No
We
problem.
appreciate you. So everyone here on the call, I just wanted to say that Sesame Flyers has been a huge partner with the East Wappers Community Partnership since we started in 2019. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you offering your location for our monthly meetings, and hopefully one day this year we will have it in person. So thank you so much. We appreciate
Okay.
you.
All right.
Alrighty. So I'm looking to see if our next presenter is on. We have Carlene, and she is from, let me get the organization. Carlene is from Full Spectrum Doula. Carlene, are you with us? Okay, I don't think she's on yet. So Charlene Gordon, are you ready to present now?
I'm here.
Okay.
I guess I'm here.
Okay, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, great. Do you need to share your screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you
Go
are
ahead.
co-host as well. You can do it. Mhm.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me get my PowerPoint up.
And then if our other presenter comes in, I'll have her go after you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So you see my PowerPoint. Let me get the slide over. Okay. Okay. All right. There's a problem with my computer, so I hope. Can you see me? Can you see the PowerPoint? Okay. So just to introduce, my name is Charlene Gordon. I am from the New York City Department of Health, and I represent the Bureau of Environmental Disease and Injury Prevention. And our mission is to prevent environmental disease and injuries in homes, communities, and the workplace, and to protect the health of promoting healthy environments and health equity. So one of the things I wanted to first share with, because I took a quick shot of, who's actually here today, and this partnership does cover the East Flatbush area, to give you some neighborhood reports from our data portal. And what you're seeing is some data that talks about health outcomes, indoor air quality, and home safety and maintenance, as some of these topics are some things that we do present on, and we have to kind of find ways to improve some of these indoor hazards in the families that we're servicing. So as you see, the health outcome here talks about effective conditions in homes and neighborhood, talks about asthma hospitalization, the heat hospitalization, child lead poisoning, and asthma hospitalization. And the information you says compare as to do with the other 42 neighborhoods in New York City. And according to the data, it is saying that the East Flatbush area conditions is worse. When we look at the indoor air quality, which talks about potential sources of allergens and pollutants that can worsen asthma and other health conditions, we see that mice and rats, cockroaches, and mold are conditions where it is worse within that area. And that's compared to the other 42 neighborhoods, throughout the 5 boroughs. Then we look at home safety and maintenance, which are indicators describing housing condition that can affect health in the home. And we see that cracks, peeling paint, leaks, household with AC, maintenance problem is an issue within the area. So sharing this with you, I will now share with you some of the resources that you can now tap into. You see what's happening to our residents in those areas and how we can actually go about now educating our community. So this data touches on zip code 11203, it says 11210, 11225, and 11226. And to get a copy of this report, you can always go to that link that's in the bottom of the page, which is, I'll try to share with you how to get there. It is just going to the health department site, go on to data, and then look for environmental hazards, and that's where you would find those information. And you just put in information about housing information and the area, and you could be able to see these reports. So our resources. So ECP, which is stand for Education and Community Partnership Unit. We provide virtual and in-person presentations. We do parent talks to parents, clients, pregnant women. We also do senior talks. So senior is pretty much, going to a senior center or going to a faith-based church or going to a community-based organization servicing that population. We also do staff training. So if you need your staff to be educated on some of these environmental hazards topic, you can always reach out to us. to set that up, and you will learn later the topics that we cover. We also have professional trainings for community organizations. So we have 2 sets of trainings. We call it the ABCs of environmental health. And that training just focusing on agencies servicing families, especially individuals who are servicing the younger population. And we also have another training. We call it a Creating Healthy Homes for Older Adults. And again, that's servicing the older adult population. We have educational material that we distribute out to the community, and we wish all of you that's on do order some of these educational materials as you see what's happening in the Flatbush, East Flatbush area. And we also have an information line that is available from Monday to Friday, and folks can actually call us. And we are available if you have any tabling or health fair events. We try our best to see if we could get a staff to attend, but we are available or open to those events so that we can distribute educational information out to the community. So here are topics that we cover. It's a lot of topics. We do this in English and Spanish, and we also have it available in Bengali, Russian, and Chinese. For certain topics, you know, we do have staff. When we said available, meaning having staff. We do partner with the Poison Control Center, which I know someone is here from the Poison Center on some of these topics to provide out to the community, especially the ones specific in languages. So yes, they are available, as you can see, all the topics on lead poisoning, clean your home safely. We have window guards, you know, bed bugs, etc. That is available for you, for staff, and also for the clients that you're actually servicing. Now, so when we talk about lead poisoning prevention, so just keep in mind that lead is a metal and it's poisonous. Children at age 1 and 2, it is mandatory, a New York State law is mandatory for them to be tested for lead. So yes, we have this nice little brochure that we have available for parents, and we do the education to parents or your clients around lead poisoning. Things we will educate parents about or your clients is about what is lead, how lead gets in our body, some effects that children could occur with children. And we also leave them with some things, some key messages to prevent their children from having lead poisoning. We also touch on pregnancy and lead poisoning. Yes, we do talk to pregnant women. As you know, pregnant women during their first visit to their doctor, they do screen them for lead, because what happens is that if they're lead poisoned, it'll affect that unborn child. So we do a lot of education, and I know a number of you may have or service that community or population. So just to let you know that we are available for those talks. And in addition to the children, the pregnant women, we also have to look at lead within adults itself. You know, a lot of you would say, oh, okay, what about me? Yes, there's some adults who are at risk based on their hobbies and occupation that will put them at risk for lead poisoning. So looking at also and educating adults about lead poisoning is important. And especially if it's, you know, they do certain hobbies. So we also look at other sources. A lot of people know that a link with lead and with paint, yes, but there are other sources, especially sources from other countries that come into the United States, you know. So we look at some spices, you know, people do bring spices from their country, and one of the things we say is to make sure that 1, buy it locally, and 2, you know, if you plan to use it, to make sure that it is tested, because it's possibility that it may contain lead because of how it may have been processed when it's, you know, when you bought it in the other country. And when it does come in here to the United States, no screening or testing to find out if there is any content of lead into it. So we recommend to buy your spices locally. We also see sometimes lead in some herbal medicines, as you can see, and also too in some potteries. And these are things that folks bring from their countries in, and there's possibility that may be lead. So here is some of the things, materials that you see on lead poisoning, and to some of the messages that we do share with the community around lead poisoning. So just to let you know, that's available. We also talk about window guards, as you know, and I've heard in the news sometimes of children falling out to the windows. We have to educate our parents, all of you that services parents, especially those with younger children. So window guards is that if there's a child or any children under 10 reside in a home, to make sure that it's in place. Who puts it there? It's your landlord. You have to speak to your landlord about getting it into your windows. And especially if you put it in, you took it out, you put your AC in, and then you take it out, you got to make sure the window guards gets replaced and be placed back into the window, and place it properly, that it's not loose, it is tightened. So if you have questions around, window guards, you can always, check in with your landlord. And if no compliance, calling 311 to make sure that you have these things in place. As you hear in the news, of these falling. So please do educate your parents on making sure that they have. A lot of parents say, oh yeah, I know about it. But yes, just making sure that they have it in the home. Okay. So yes, we do education around window guard safety. We also do, and I know many of you could relate to this, having mold in your home. We do have brochures on how to prevent and getting rid of mold in our homes. We do the education around it, telling people what is mold, how to recognize mold at home, because sometimes there's mold in the home, maybe in the bathroom, and maybe in the kitchen, different places, but we're not sure what it is, But one of the things we do educate the community on this. And to also let you know that there is a law, which is called Local Law 55 of 2018, because that's when it was passed. And it talks about that it requires that landlords must take steps to keep their tenants home free of pests and mold. So all of you were on this nice afternoon community partnership meeting. Yes, do check in with your families. Do ask them these questions, because we have to improve how our community and the health of the individuals we're working with. So yes, letting them know about this law, letting them asking your landlord, and so that they could be able to have, a healthier life. And to additional resources around that is that the New York City has this program, which is called HNP, which is called Healthy Neighborhood Program. And it is basically for anyone, adult or children, that has asthma. And you have to have mold issue in the home, and has to have asthma, persistent asthma. And they are referred to this program through their doctor. So whoever's the doctor that's caring for them as far as their asthma can refer them to this program. And this program is for health department inspectors to come into the home, assess the home, and work with the landlord to fix that issue, that pest issue or that mold issue that's affecting their asthma. Okay. Then we do also additionally talk about pests safely. Again, some of us can identify with those things, how to control pests safely in our homes. Some of you who do home visits, maybe on this meeting at the moment, these are some of the things that may happen to some of the families that you're working with. So just to let you know that we have these resources that you can share with them. You can also set up workshops with, through us to educate the groups that you're working with. And I just wanted to share with you a health warning that's out, that's recently out. So some of them you may be familiar with, but there are new ones that just shared that came up with a sniper Center, the Tempo, you heard of Tempo, the Chinese Chalk and Trespassiter. These are things, if you're speaking to your families, they're using it in the home to let them know that it's illegal and they should not be having it or using it in their home or purchasing it. It could be dangerous for them and the children and the pets that they're having in their home. So just to give you a little warning to things that you can, when you're doing your assessment in the home or speaking with your families, to let them know that these things there are dangerous and can be harmful for them. Then we also do talks on falls prevention. So you see the checklist there. So we ask our older adults about falling, recognizing, looking at the apartment, things you can reduce falling in your home and things they can do to help themselves. Okay, so just to let you know, these are some of the topics that we cover, and we have educational information available. So if you're servicing that community, you can always, and interested in our topics, you can always reach out to us. To request our presentation, there are 3 ways you can connect with us. 1, you can go to the health department website, that www.nyc.gov/health, and in the search area that says community presentation, which will direct you to all our workshops. And we can always email us and say, oh, I'm interested in having a session for a group. I service a group, and we wish to, have that group being educated. So you could do that. Or you can just call us. Call our number at 646-632-6023 and reach out to us. So so these 3 forms that you can always connect to us and to request our services. And just mind you, it is free. It is nothing, no cost to you or your agency. So you can always reach out to us. In addition to the talks, we do have educational materials that you can order. That's our order form, how it looks. And these are just some of the materials that you can order. There are more. And all you have to do is to complete the form. It is actually double-sided. I only just showed you the front of it, but it's double-sided, has more literature. And I always say to individuals, before you fax this over or send this over to us, keep a copy, because you can always reorder, because you're going to have a new set of family. So you reorder again, and to help improve our community and help improve the lives of the clients that you're working with. So yes, these are some of our educational materials. They are free. Okay, just place the order. And I put here the QR code. So for those of you who are joining us, you can always get your phone and zoom in, and you could be able to see our material order form, the whole entire pieces of it, and place the order. All you have to do is to look at the brochure, let us know what languages. As you can see, some of the brochures are in different languages, and just put the quantity of how much you would want to order. Next, for this is our ESL curriculum. It is also free. It's also online. It is for any agency that has ESL program and want to assist in helping your clients learning about different things. This is all around LADDA, and some of them may have been encounter LADDA or know a little bit of LADDA, or they may have young children. So this is a curriculum that's free that you can go on our site and you can download, and you can, do a session, learn different words. There are various activities on there that you can use during the time that you are, meeting with your clients. And also too, you don't have to be an ESL program. It could be just if you're having if you have parent workshops, for your parent, you can go online and see some of the activity. You can print it off and have a little discussion if you're good at, talking about LAD, and to just to educate the group that you're working with. We also have monthly webinar, monthly newsletter. It actually comes out quarterly. I should change it and say quarterly newsletter that comes out to any recipient that's signed up for any webinars or any interaction that you may have had with our staff. We put your information into this database, and then on a quarterly basis, you get a newsletter of updates. The newsletter tends to be around things that's to do what's happening. So our next newsletter probably be something on summer heat, because you know what? We're heading to summer. So here it is, and it's available, and it's great. It has some really good resources there, and you could always get connected to it. Just share your information, and we'll be able to put you into that system so that you could get our newsletter. The information line, it's available Monday to Friday, 9 to 8:30. I'm sorry, 8:30 to 4:30. You could be able to get a live person to call you back or answer the phone and be able to assist you in any information that you need around LAD, about other complaints that you may have or other questions. Sometimes we get questions that has nothing to do with what we're doing, but we try to assist you as much as possible. And you can also order materials or anything that that you may need, or assistance you may need from us. We also, since this is a partnership meeting, always like to collaborate. So if anyone here that's wished to collaborate with us in maybe doing an initiative, or maybe to do education to the group that you're servicing, it is a chance to, we're open for that. You can educate yourself, you can educate your staff. We also have virtual webinars. Every month we partner with the Poison Control Center, put on all these wonderful programs for individuals to join and have it. If you don't want us to either come or do separate things, people can join at any time. We have this schedule available, and I believe I put a link in the chat, so to let you know that we're having an upcoming webinar tomorrow. If any staff that's interested in learning about lead poisoning prevention and beyond lead, they can join us. The good thing with those webinar is that you get a certificate for taking them, and that pertains to also the Poison Center. They do have their webinars too, and they do get a certificate to you. If you're interested in having us, just working with your staff and educating the parents, you can reach out to Sandra Smart. This is how you would reach her, at our Healthy Homes ECP email address, or directly to her email, or give her a call over our general number and leave a message to her, or you may actually speak to her and request for us to do some talks at your facility. You could also help us in disseminating educational materials. As you know, some of our materials are in 14 different languages. Or you can connect with us to just discuss partnership strategy of ways to improve that community. Looking at the data, how can I improve that community? So, I'm sure everyone has their recommendations or things that they can do to improve the well-being. So this is the link to our webinars. Again, the link remained the same for the entire year. Every month we change the schedule, and we, meaning our education unit and the Poison Center, do that. So you can always, scan it on the QR code, have it, see what we have for this month, and then another week or so, hopefully next week, you'll see what we have coming up for June. So June for us is our Healthy Homes month. So you'll see a lot of presentation around healthy homes. Our Poison colleagues will have some summer safety information there. So please stay tuned. Check us out for June calendar. We have a lot of webinars coming up. So here is the health department. So a lot of you, sometimes you're interested in having the health department representative either to do a talk or attend an event. What I mean, an event like a tabling, a health fairs. Now they have a QR code where you can scan it and actually go there, complete a form, and make a request. So you'll see the request for us, you'll see a request for other areas within the health department. So, just to let you know, that's available, and that's a good way or a quick way in reaching our health department colleagues. We also have resources. So we have a data portal resources. So a lot of you, you saw the data that I shared with you earlier. This is where I got the data from. So you can always go to that's the site, how to visit them. They give you data for over 250 indicators. So, only had 3 today. And they also do neighborhood, NYC neighborhood data, which I shared. They also have data stories on important topics. And I'm sure for the summer, they will probably have something on heat safety or summer safety they have. So just to let you know that is available. It is great if you're having meetings and you wanted to see what's happening as far as environmental for that area. You can go to the portal and get some data to present. Even if you're doing, you're writing for a grant, you can use the information there to find out what's happening in the area that you're servicing. This is our team. So we have a team of educators, our event coordinators, our supervisor, and our director. So this is our team. We're a great team. We're small, but we're a great team, and we try to service you. And as I mentioned, we do these presentations in English, Spanish, Bengali, and Russian. So if you do have service those population and you're interested in these topics, this will be great opportunity to share in the education to the community, and hope next time when we run the report, we'll get a better result as far as our area in East Flatbush. If you've not already been connected, to the health department, this is their handle, their social media handle that you can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. At times they do have videos on with our commissioner on or others on with information. You can always visit there and get some information, and they're also on Tumblr. So to just let you know, this is available. So do I have enough time? I have one more step. Do we have enough time?
You said you have another step?
Yes, but it's just in an event that if I have more time to actually do it.
About how much time do you need, Charlene?
It's just another 10 minutes or 5 minutes. It's just to share with you. And I know my other health department colleagues, maybe, let me stop share. Hold on a second. My
You can
other
go
health,
for another 5 minutes.
another 5 minutes? Okay,
Yes.
so let me get this up. And I know others from the health department is here. So I just wanted to kind of share with you this. So I mentioned earlier that if you need to reach the health department to request or, getting some of the colleagues to do presentation, this is how you would go. So you go to the health department at www.nyc.gov/health. And you go to about, when you click on it, it would lead you here and you say, contact the health department. So you click on there. And then you go here that says request a health department speaker. There's a process to it. There's a form to it. There is some information if you need to reach out to them that you can. You click on the form, and then with 5 seconds, you will directly lead to this page. So you can request for a presentation. It would say speaker request. You would say health fairs, what topic you're interested. So say for instance, health fairs, and your health topic, you want to interested in lead poisoning. So that's what will come up. If you're interested in getting a healthy homes talk, that's what we'll put up. I see my colleague from the Poison Center is here. So if you say poison control, you hit on poison control, here's the topics they cover. You will complete it, you will get to the next step, and there's also another series of questions. But just for time's sake, I won't do it. But I just wanted to make sure that you know that this is available for you. And as you can see, all the various topics that you can reach out to request for information or just for talks, so just to let you know that's available. And yes, as soon as you click on, they will tell you what information. For us, it is healthy homes, and we talk about falls prevention, clean your home safely, mold and moisture, like those topics I just cover, and our lead poisoning, what we cover. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you that we have these things available, and it's, it's be great. A lot of you ask us questions at time, and we have to like think about like, who can we connect you to? Now there is a way that you can now connect with the folks in the health department. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlene. Does anyone have any questions for her?
And I hope that was very helpful, and you see what we do, as you see our topics that we cover and how to reach us. And I know Charlene is on because I do know who she is. And
Alright.
I'll be here. So if any question, definitely you could ask me. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Okay, so our next presenter is available. Charlene is with Full Spectrum Doula and supporting Our Mothers Initiative. Charlene, are you ready?
All set.
Okay, go ahead. Would you like to share screen?
Yeah, I can share screen, but I'm going to talk very quickly, only because my group actually starts in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So you can share the screen and I'll just go through it quickly. Just give me privileges.
Yes, I just did. Do you have it?
Not yet. It still says disabled.
Okay, hold on one moment.
Sure.
Okay, how about now?
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present this afternoon. And it's a pleasure to follow up behind Charlene. We have the same name and we've been rocking out all weekend and last week at the NYPD baby showers. So that is just evidence to say that we are really out in this community and providing these resources ourselves. So a little bit about me, I'm the owner of Supporting Our Mothers Initiative. This is my website here, www.somingclients.com. This is my little sweet pea. She's not this size anymore. Now she's 3 years old, and we're still proudly breastfeeding. I'm an IBCLC, which is an International Birth Certified Lactation Consultant. I'm a certified breastfeeding specialist, a full spectrum doula, a baby cafe facilitator, which is what I'm here to talk to you about this afternoon. And I'm actually in our facilitation space today. I'm a lactivist, which is a fancy way to say that I engage in policies to help and advance and reduce the issues regarding people having access to lactation care. I'm a mentor, parent leadership council member, and a host of other things just to make sure families get exactly what they need. Just generally, I see a lot of different faces, and this is my first introduction. A lot of people don't know what infant feeding is, but in a nutshell, infant feeding is simply providing nutrition to infants, right? So that nutrition can come in the form of breast milk. It can also come in the form of formula, depending on the family's choice. Some of the options that we talk about is breast milk, like I mentioned, formula, and a combination of both. Some people feel like if I start formula feeding, then I can never breastfeed and vice versa. And some people don't know that they have the choice to do both. So in this space at Baby Cafe, we value all infant feeding plans and we do our best to support all goals. The recommendations by the Academy of Pediatrics, it recommends that every baby is exclusively breastfed at 6 months up to 6 months. So that's basically just breast milk only. However, everyone has different plans, and it is mostly important to make sure that it's a mutually responsible decision between the parent or mother here and the child. Breastfeeding can happen up until the age of 7, which is what we see internationally. From 5 to 7 years, that's the average. Here locally, we're doing a little bit better in terms of our numbers, but there's still a lot for us to get to and a long way for us to go. Just a quick summary of what it looks like in comparison between formula and breast milk. These are some of the characteristics that are in formula compared to breast milk. you can see there's a large amount of things that are not present in formula that you get readily available in breast milk. And this is why we heavily advocate the use of breast milk for our families. Just a little bit about formula preparation. It's very important that you educate families that you're working with. If they are using formula and they're using powdered formula, it's very important that they boil that water. Speaking about contamination, that's what we see in this formula. The powdered formula is not a sterile product, so families must boil the water to reduce the levels of bacteria, potential bacteria in the formula. Some people might ask, why do I talk about breastfeeding? Why is breastfeeding so important? And this is just a synopsis of some of the benefits that people can experience. Reduction in ear infections, asthma, lower respiratory infections, diarrhea, vomiting, childhood obesity, type 2 diabetes, childhood leukemia, and sudden infant death syndrome. If you look at the data in terms of East Flatbush, all of these things are very prevalent amongst our families. So it is a free resource that we can give to families right away after they have the baby to help reduce these disparities that they're experiencing. In addition to that, it promotes bonding with baby. It provides very nutritious, it provides a nutrition-rich diet as well as supports the digestion of the baby. And also for families who have limited resources, it is cost effective. Now here it says free. This is taken from a resource from the Department of Health, I believe, but I never say free because people's time and labor is important. So I like to say that it's cost effective. And it's also convenient because it can be readily available to families and babies. This is our Baby Cafe flyer. You might have seen it around on your listservs. If not, make sure that you have access to it through Ms. Holmes. I can also email it to anybody who puts their information in the chat. We are here every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. in person and virtually. So in this space, this is exactly where we meet. Right across from our space, we have a child area. So if sometimes people are concerned about what if I have an older child, what are they gonna do? We do have a play space directly across from us. The whole entire place is glass, so you can literally pop in and see what's going on. And sometimes we might have families that we're working with that don't feel as comfortable in a group setting. So what we do in that regard is that we'll have the group conversation here in this space. And then after we might have a one-on-one session with them in the lactation space, which is also right directly next to this room. August is right around the corner. We're almost through May, and before you know it, we sneeze, will be in June. August is National Breastfeeding Awareness Month. So there's different themes based on the week. I'm not gonna labor you and read each one, but I will be having a presentation, a National Breastfeeding Awareness Day in the Empire State, August 12th. I would love for anybody, if you're available, to join us in Flushing Meadows Park at the Unisphere. I'm hoping Charlene will be there with us to celebrate and provide that very vital information so that our families stay safe. This is a quick statistic of like how we're doing in New York State. Like I said, there's lots of gains that we need to make, but we're working on that together. Just quickly, I have a couple of residents in Brooklyn that contributed to our Milky Moments and Motivation. This is a resident here. She says, I breastfed for 9 months. Breastfeeding taught me patience. The baby doesn't always latch on the first time, and it doesn't take time to get it down. You have to be patient with the process. Breastfeeding is important because it is the best. Colostrum, that's the first milk that you see, is important to the development of the baby's immune system, and everything the baby needs is in the breast milk. It is also super convenient. You don't have to make or warm bottles or worry about running out of milk when you're out and about. Who remembers the formula shortage, right? So it's a readily available resource. This is another Brooklyn resident. I breastfed for 50 months, and now this number is actually increasing because she just had her third child. Breastfeeding taught me the importance of good health for mom and baby. Breastfeeding is important because it supports overall best practice in maternal health. I breastfed for 30 months so far. One thing I found helpful as a breastfeeding mother is science-based peer support. One wish for future breastfeeding mothers is access to a healthcare system that does not harbor systemic racism. This is another Brooklyn resident. I breastfed for 27 months so far. So you can see that she has 2 babies here, 2 different ages. This is what we call tandem feeding. So she's breastfeeding both of these babies at the same time. One thing I
Charlene,
found,
I'm sorry,
Yes?
one moment. Someone said that they can't see the slides. Are you able to put it in presentation mode by any chance?
I tried to, but it wasn't working.
Okay, are you able to just enlarge your screen?
Enlarge the screen. Let's see. Oh,
Don't worry if you can't. I was just checking in for a participant.
let's see. Is that
Okay,
better?
that looks good. Yep, thank you.
Okay. This is an individual who reached out to me and said, I'm really interested in being a part of your campaign, but I'm only pumping. Pumping is absolutely breastfeeding and it's part of the spectrum of providing breast milk to babies. So I made sure that I highlighted her. I breastfed for 6 months so far. One thing I found helpful as a breastfeeding mother is knowing that our bodies were made for this. We are sustaining life. One wish for future breastfeeding mothers is it is okay if you're unable to traditionally breastfeed. Pumping is breastfeeding, so don't feel bad if you go this route. So that's something that unfortunately happens quite quickly. Last but not least, this is me. I breastfed for 36 months so far. One thing I found helpful as a breastfeeding mother is being a part of a larger community of breastfeeding families so that I did not feel alone. One wish for future breastfeeding mothers is that they have access to lactation consultants that look like them and listen more than they speak. So me sitting here right now, I'm one of 1,004 lactation consultants in the entire state of New York. Not in the district, not in the borough, in the entire state. So there's not enough help to go around. So part of the advocacy that I do is to make sure we remove those barriers. So we created a scholarship to support individuals who are interested in becoming a lactation consultant in the future. These are some of my references. And then this is just a quick way for you guys to connect with me. I have to reduce the Zoom so you can see it. This is a quick way to connect with me and stay in touch with me. My handle across all platforms is Somi Clients, SOMICLIENTS. Website again is www.somiclients.com. And I look forward to working with the partnership to provide better outcomes for our families. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Charlene? I know she has to go to another meeting, but any quick questions for her? Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen again so that I can introduce the next presenter that's going to be sharing about their book. Okay, so next up we have Dion. I'm so sorry, I didn't delete the Gordon after Charlene's name. We have Dion N. Edwards, and Dion is the founder of Why Not Now. Dion, are you ready?
Unmute. Okay, you can hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, there was a lot of noise behind me because I'm still at work. So that's why I kept my phone muted, but I'm gonna share my screen. If you
Okay.
don't mind if I can share my screen. Can you see?
Yes, it's coming up. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to put it in presentation mode.
Okay.
Okay. All righty. First of all, I want to say thank you to Ms. Reed for giving me the opportunity to share and just being a part of this meeting. I've learned a lot. So it was great. It's great being here and just kind of learning what everyone is doing and what everyone has to share, in order to improve our families and our communities. So I wanted to be a part of this and to share what I was doing. First, because I am a mother. So for those of you, who may not know me, I am a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and 1 son who just graduated from Hofstra University on Sunday. So I'm a very proud parent. I'm also a school administrator within the Department of Education. And I am co-founder of Why Not Now, which is an organization that seeks to provide everyone just food for growth, spiritual growth in your relationships. And we do target young men and young women, providing mentorship for young women and mentorship for young men through our Warriors basketball program. So my husband and I kind of collaborate in really running this organization in order to help families. So the reason why I wrote this book is when I was pregnant with my first, with my son, it was a very, very new experience for me and very scary because it was the first time. And so by the time I got to my 3rd child, I realized that I had learned a lot, and then I also realized the mistakes that I made with my son. So a lot of things was, trial and error, with parenting, nothing, no one knows exactly what to do. So it's trial and error. So because I am an educator, I said, you know what, by my 3rd child, I think that it would be fair to a number of new parents, right? Especially those who may not have a village around them to help to support them. I thought it would be fair to share what I had learned through parenting and basically how to take care of the newborn. So that's what inspired me to write the book. So I started the book years ago, but because I'm very, very busy, I just didn't have a chance to complete it. But last year I said, let me complete it, because over the years, I've spoken to a number of individuals, including teachers who were having their children for the first time, and they expressed their fears that they didn't know what to do. And so the statistics show that close to 4 million children are born in the United States just in 2021, right? And so we also learned that more than 1 million millennials are becoming moms each year, right? So moms and dads, obviously. And so the reality is there are a number of people who are having children, and for the first time. And so I believe, like children, I believe that every child deserves a quality education, which is why I'm in this business. I believe every baby deserves the best care, but not every baby receives good care. And so being a school principal, sometimes you do see students who whose parents are really challenged in really providing for their basic needs. So it made me really reflect on those individuals who are new parents. And a new parent could be a 14-year-old, or it could be a 35-year-old, or even a 40-year-old. But being new to something can be extremely daunting. And so you find a lot of parents who are in panic mode and very anxious and very nervous simply because there's no handbook. And there are handbooks and instructional manuals, we know, to a number of items, instruments, that we may purchase. But when it comes to taking care of a new human being, there are not enough resources. Now, when I was pregnant, I did read What to Expect When You're Expecting. But the problem with What to Expect when you're expecting is that it's such a huge book. So for folks who don't normally read, to sit and try to read through all of that, is very difficult and can be challenging. So that's why I intentionally created this book that simply provides basic information on how to take care of a newborn. Now you have their grandparents, their godparents, the neighbors, they're adults who sometimes are willing in their hearts that they really want to help to take care of the baby, but they don't know how to. So this book really equips everybody. So it's less than 100 pages, and it has about 50 or more questions that are the most frequently asked questions that will help anybody feel confident about taking care of their newborn. So here's some of the things. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm just going to give you some highlights about what the book covers. So these are the major topics: preparing for your new role. Sometimes individuals, especially if you're in a relationship, need to understand what adjustments you will have to make when you become parents, because parenting affects relationships. So sometimes I ask people, who want to have a baby, I said, is your relationship ready for this adjustment, right? And so it's how to prepare for your new role. That's what I cover in the book, because that's important. Self-care, what do you do before, mom? How do you take care of yourself before? How do you make sure that you're taking care of yourself afterwards? What is dad's role in all of this? Because sometimes the dads feel like, it's just the mom's role and it's the mom's responsibility, because sometimes women tend to do things that come naturally. So the book addresses dads and specific ways in which dad can be helpful and really play an integral role. Then I address preparation before the baby's arrival. And so there are a lot of decisions that have to be made. Where are you going to deliver the baby? Who's the pediatrician for the baby? How to choose your best pediatrician? What does mom need if you're going to the hospital? What do you bring to the hospital? Dad, when you're coming to pick up mom from the hospital, what do you bring? Those are some of the basic questions. Then the first evening at home, I can remember my first evening at home, and I was like, okay, what do I do? So what's the temperature of the room, the home? Are you holding the baby correctly? It's sleepy time. What do I need to know? Those are the questions that I answer in the book. And then it's time to feed my baby. There's a choice. And Charlene mentioned earlier, ready to feed, concentrated, or powder, right? If you're choosing to do formula or both, how do you choose between those three? What are the pros and the cons, right? Should my baby drink warm or cold formula? Right? How do I position my baby for feeding? And then, of course, we talk about the benefits of breastfeeding. Then the question also is, when should my baby be given cereal? These are some of the questions. Now, when it's time to bathe my baby, do we immerse the baby in water the first week? Some folks may not know that you don't do that. Right? And so we give some pointers and some basic guidance on how to do that. Dressing the baby. If you live in states that the weather is seasonal, how do you dress your baby? What size clothing you buy? Sometimes people buy clothing and they're cute, but the baby, by the time the baby reaches 6 months, they won't be able to wear that because they don't have a chart, a size chart. So I provide that. How should the baby be dressed indoors or outdoors? That sometimes people don't know. And sometimes the babies get rash because they're so warm, right? And they're uncomfortable and they're crying because they're overdressed, or they may be underdressed. So these are some of the topics that I address in the book. And lastly, it's the what ifs. So no parent's experience is the same. We have different experiences with the children, but it's always the what if. What if the baby's crying uncontrollably? What do I do? What if my baby has a fever? What do I do? What should I expect when my baby is teething? Right. And so these are some of the questions. I know that when my daughter was about 5 months, she had a high fever. She was turning blue. Like I panicked, called 911. The police came, and I just gotten in from work, and she was literally turning blue. And so I'm screaming, panicking. The police is waiting for EMS. And I said, do something, do something. She's gonna die. And so what I learned is what she was experiencing is what they call febrile seizures. That's common in younger babies. And so they immersed her in water and brought the temperature down, gave her Tylenol. And I realized that it's more common than I thought, but I did not know. So there's so many what ifs that may take place. So this book basically prepares moms and dads and family members, caretakers, for really taking care of the newborn. And so I give some do's and don'ts, some tips from moms and dads. And growing up in any village, you always have different sayings. Don't do this, don't do that, don't feed the baby, don't give the baby too much this. There's so many do's and don'ts, but I do present them and then allow the parents to choose which ones they want to go with. So that's pretty much what the book covers, but I think it's a great resource for every home, because every home at some point or the other will encounter a newborn. And so it's just feeling confident to be able to take care of them. And so my concern is always about the little ones. How are the children doing? How are the children? Are the children well? And I believe that as we're speaking, there's some newborns or just youngsters who are suffering, right, at the hand of their caretakers, because the caretakers just don't have enough information to take care of the baby the best they possibly can, right? And so I think information sharing, I think is integral to improving the lives of everyone. So why not begin with our newborn? So if you like a copy of the book, just email me, and you can scan the QR code that's on the screen there, and it will take you right to Amazon, and you can also get a copy of the book.
Thank you so much, Dion. Does anyone have any questions for Dion? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to all of our presenters. Everything you shared was extremely helpful. At this time, we're going to have program updates. So feel free to unmute yourself. You can also raise your hand and we'll call on you, but whoever is ready, you can unmute and share your program updates.
Cool. I would like to begin. Hi, everybody. My name is Derek Perkins. I am from the Office of Child Safety and Injury Prevention at the Administration of Children's Services. What we do here, we go around the community, schools, CBOs, personal visits with parents, and try to educate the community on the safest ways to help end infant fatalities and severe injuries, focusing on children from birth to 1 year old. And we are expanding into poison prevention, which incorporates cannabis and medical consumption poisoning for our children. Since cannabis has become legal, there's been an uprise on children ingesting their parents' cannabis products. I'm here today to...
Derek, you muted yourself by accident.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here today to give some information on an event that we're having on June 24th in the Flatbush area. We are having a For Fathers event. So this event is dedicated to fathers. We are tabling on the corner of Ocean Ave and Parkside Ave. And if you already know Flatbush, like all you guys do, you know that area is lit. So it's going to be a table event, and we're looking for people to participate in this tabling event. The goal is to provide as much information to parents, specifically male parents, to help guide them through the process of parenting, to help in infant injury and poisoning. It will be from 10 to 3 a.m. on the corner of Parkside and Ocean Avenue on June 24th.
Thank you so much. Who else would like to share program updates? Oh, I see Karen. Karen, go ahead.
Yes, hi, good afternoon. This is on the behalf of one of the partners who received funding to host a home health aid training. They will provide licensed RNs and pay for the curriculum. They're just looking for a location in Brooklyn. So if you have a location that you're willing to host the home health aid training, please reach out. Thank you.
You're welcome, Karen. Who else? Oh, I see Lawrence. Go ahead, you can share.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lawrence. I work at Loving Kindness Wellness Services over on Kenilworth Place. We offer mental health counseling, individual sessions for adults and children. We also have free wellness events. Currently, we are offering Black Women Speak. That's a monthly event every last Friday of the month. That's specifically for Black women. We also offer Black Men Speak. That's on the second Friday of every month, specifically for Black men. I'll also put the link to our website and my email in the chat. We list all of our events on our website, and if you have any questions about any upcoming offerings or if you're interested in services, you can just shoot me an email and I will direct you where you need to go. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Daphne.
Yes, hi. Good evening, everyone. This is Daphne. I am representing the Art and Public Speaking program. We are a nonprofit organization. We are currently on our third year. We currently hold a 6-week summer program for participant ages 8 to 13, where we expose them to different forms of art, creativity, art and craft, as well as teaching them the basics of writing a speech and speech presentation. Our upcoming summer program will be held July 8th through August 12th. And August 19 is our graduation, where the participants will showcase their artwork in the form of a art showcase, as well as present the speeches that they've been working on for the past 6 weeks. Each of the program is held every Saturdays for 2 hours from 10 to 12. Registration open June 1st. I will share our flyer in the chat room. Please share that with anyone that you know with children ages 8 to 13. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yvette, would you like to go next?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Yvette Mendez from Brooklyn Level Up. Hope you're having a great day. Happy to be here with you all. Just a full circle moment regarding participatory budgeting and the people's money. We are in vote mode at this time. Voting started on May 10th and it runs through June 25th. And it's an opportunity for community members to decide how $1 million should be spent throughout Brooklyn on different types of programs. If you're from East Flatbush, you'd be voting on about 5 different projects, and you can pick as many as you want, but once the votes are counted, the top 1 project will be funded. And then for Brooklyn-wide, there are 10 projects on the Brooklyn-wide ballot. You can choose 1 or as many as you'd like, but the top 4 projects will be funded. And if it's okay with you, I'd love to put the link in the chat so everyone can go to that link and be able to vote for PB.
Yes, you may. Thank you so much. Chester, would you like to go next?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Hi, my name is Chester Jackson, and I'm with the Adoptive and Foster Family Coalition of New York. And today I'm pushing our virtual support and focus groups that we have every month. Everything is virtual, which is why we're spreading out into the New York City area. We actually serve the entire state. And we have monthly support groups on just about every week. But what I want to stress today is we have a unique group of foster kinship and adoptive dads that meets on the first Wednesday of every month. And it's really a unique kind of opportunity for dads in the area, often an area where dads are kind of overlooked and pushed to the side. And we have a very active, but still small group of dads, and I'd like to get that information out. We're certainly open to any adoptive, foster, and kinship families, any of our services, our webinars, any stuff is available, regardless of your agency. We're not an agency, we're a coalition of adoptive and foster and kinship families. And our focus is information, support, and advocacy. So we do have certificates, if that'll help with your agencies or the agencies of folks, that's available too. But we have support groups for, like I said, for families, for parents, for young people, teens, younger teens, older teens. We have a adult adoptee group. We have several of those that meet once or twice a month, and just lots of opportunities virtually. I'm going to put my email in the chat. Please feel free to visit our website, which is AFFCNY.org, and take advantage. We have a lot of opportunities, all virtual. It's for all adoptive, foster, and kinship families that you might be aware of, regardless of where they are in the city. So I'll be popping up from time to time to push various and sundry programs. But I thoroughly enjoyed this opportunity. Lots of new information. It's amazing what's going on. And I just hope that I plant a little bug in the ears of folks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chester. Is there anyone else that would like to share program updates?
Hey, Lamarca, Dr. B here, Brooklyn Community Recovery Center. If you could give me access to screen share for a second, I'd like to share our calendar.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, you should be able to now.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. This has been a great meeting, very informative. A lot of new stuff for me on a personal level and a professional level. This was our May standard calendar, just give you a glimpse of some of the things that we did. I'll start with the special activities. We actually did a end of year art show, and which has contributed to us being awarded a major SAMHSA grant for community health, and the name of the grant is called Arts in Advocacy. So that's something we're really, really happy about. Back in May, we did a conference on peer and other substance use and mental health recovery perspectives for consideration. Very successful event. We had a couple of sessions of Know Your Rights, legal literacy for the recovery community. We participated in the annual NAMI walk. We actually were able to do close to 40 Narcan trainings and distribution of Deterra medications, destruction bags, as well as fentanyl testing kits. And of course, we did our Mother's Day monthly garden club. Here you'll also see, our standard programming for the week. We have a lot of arts and creative arts programming, as well as other holistic wellness, yoga, physical exercise, things of that nature, and education programs, and just general overall recovery-oriented services. So that's the May calendar. Let me come out of that and give you a shot at what's coming up in June, right quick. Let's see. Pardon me. Screen share. Okay, this is the June calendar. It's still being added to at this point. We're now doing pop-up wellness events in the park, over at Broward Park, here near the Brooklyn Children's Museum, as well as out by the Brooklyn Public Library. We have a couple of Father's Day appreciation events coming up, one on June 15th, as well as one on June 17th. In which we'll be sponsoring free haircuts for adults and child. We have Pride Month activities coming up, another Gardens Club. We continue to work with Prevention Partners on a positive parenting program and strengthening family programming, bringing those services to treatment residents. We're going to be doing something on Monday, the 19th around Juneteenth. We have a peer recovery professional SERPA training starting in the month of June, and multiple Pride Month events coming up. So you can see our calendar there. Again, I'll put the website link in the chat, and you can review this material for yourself. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Take care.
You're welcome. Would anyone else like to share program updates?
I'm sorry, could I add one more thing?
Sure.
Coming up on June 20th, when I heard June 19th, that sparked it, because we originally had a webinar scheduled for Juneteenth. It's called Secrets and Lies. Adult adoptees talk about trauma. And it's going to be a grounded knowledge panel, which means there's really no participation. It's just an opportunity for folks in the audience to be witness to the thoughts and feelings of a group of adult adoptees, including myself, surrounding the area of secrets and lies in adoption and the trauma involved in adoption and foster care. So I just wanted to get a plug in for that.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I think that is it for program updates. I'm just going to go back to our main presentation and we'll wrap things up for today. Just want to remind everyone that we are on social media, Instagram and Facebook. Our handle is East Flatbush Partnership. Our next meeting is going to be on July 22nd. I can't believe that, like, we're already, no, June, we're in May now. Okay, I got to fix the date, guys. It's the fourth Thursday of every month. I'm already pushing things ahead. We will meet the fourth Thursday of June. Let me just give you all the date really quickly. It's probably the 22nd. Yes, it is June 22nd. And our zip codes are 11203, 11210, 11212, and 11226. As usual, we appreciate you all. Look forward to receiving the minutes from this meeting, the chat box notes, as well as any presentations that our partners share with us to share with you all. So I'm going to leave this line open for a few minutes if any of you would like to converse with each other, but I'm going to officially stop the recording as well as the Facebook Live. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you all for joining us today.
And thank you for the opportunity